Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Gracia Mevani Langari, class 64 1B01, NIM 64240568. I will share my opinion about smoking in the campus area. Dear lecturers, first of all let us praise and thank you, good Almighty, because by His grace and mercy I can deliver this speech with a happy feeling. Today I would like to share my thought on a topic that affects all of us, namely smoking on campus. This is a controversial topic, but I believe the ban on smoking on campus is necessary for the well-being of everyone in our environment. Let me explain why. First, smoking is not only detrimental to the smoker himself, but also to those around us. Many of us might not smoke, but we are still exposed to cigarette smoke just by walking around crowded areas. This exposure poses serious health risks, including respiratory problems, headaches, and even long-term illnesses such as cancer. In an environment like a campus, which is supposed to promote health and well-being, it is unfair for non-smokers to be exposed to these risks. Second, a smoke-free environment encourages a healthier lifestyle. As college students, we are at an age where habits are formed. If smoking were allowed in our environment, it could send the wrong message to younger students or create social pressure to start smoking. On the contrary, a campus smoking ban reinforces a culture of health awareness and encourages students to avoid or quit smoking. In addition, the presence of cigarette smoke disturbs the comfort and cleanliness of the campus. Cigarette butts often litter benches, sidewalks, on parks, making our campus look untidy. Additionally, the smell of smoke lingering in classroom or study space can be uncomfortable and disruptive to student learning experience. However, I understand that a blanket smoking ban can be challenging for those who already smoke. Therefore, establishing designated smoking areas outside of the main campus area can be a fair compromise. This ensures that smokers still have space while the majority of the campus remains a healthy environment for everyone. In short, campus is not just a place to rent, it is a place where we build healthy habits and grow into responsible individuals. Allowing smoking on campus sends the wrong message and is detrimental to both smokers and non-smokers. Therefore, I strongly believe that we should support policies that limit smoking on campus while providing reasonable solutions for smokers. Let's work together to create a safe, healthy, and supportive environment for everyone. Thank you for your attention, and I hope we can all reflect on how our attention affects those around us. Thank you.
Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Gracia Mevani Langari, class 64 1B01, 964240568. I will explain about simple present. What is simple present? Simple present is used to talk about an action which happens on a regular basis. Simple present tells something that happens again and again in the present. I play football every weekend. Simple present tense. Singular from he, she, it. Plural from they, we, I, you. First, regular habits or daily routine. Use the simple present to express the idea that an action is repeated or usual. The action can be a habit and hobby, a daily event for something that often happens. Second, fact or generalization. The simple present can also indicate the speaker believes that a fact was true before, is true now, and will be true in the future. It is not important if the speaker is correct about the fact. It is also used to make generalization about people or things. Third, schedule event in the near future. Speaker occasionally use simple present to talk about schedule event in the near future. This is more commonly done when talking about public transportation, but it can be used with other schedule event as well. The simple present is used with adverbs like always, often, usually, sometimes, rarely, never, every day. Grammar rules. First, to form the simple present, we add s to the infinitive of the verb in the third person singular, he, she, it. Grammar rules. Second, but when the verb ends in B, a consonant followed by y, the y changes into y and we add s. To form the negative and the interrogative, when next the auxiliary verb to do in the present simple domains, we have to add s in the third person singular, he, she, it, while the main verb will be used the infinitive. Grammar structure: affirmative, negative, interrogative. Affirmative, you live. Negative, you don't live. Interrogative, do you live? Simple present question with the auxiliaries do and does. What do you on Saturday morning? I have breakfast in a restaurant. When do you go to school? I go to school on Wednesday. When to use present perfect tense? First, we use the present perfect tense to talk about experience. It is important if we have done it in our life or not. It is not important when we did it. Second, we use the present perfect tense to talk about an action which started in the past and continues up to now. Third, we also use the present perfect tense to talk about a past action that has the result in the present. We use present perfect tense to talk about action which start in the past and continues after the present. We use for with a period of time for example and 5 days and how 2 years. We use since with the time when the action start. For example, last year June 8 at meet you. Thank you for attention.